Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee House Comics. I'm back with another episode of Adventures with Pete. Pete is a real character. He ruined St. Patrick's Day for me. Now I'm an Irish girl and it takes a lot to ruin St. Patrick's Day for me, but he managed, he ruined it. But I was really elated because St. Patrick's Day was on a Saturday that year. So that meant I could go to the parade in New York City and then go to an Irish pub and have a really great time. Now, the Irish pub that we were going to was in New Jersey, about 2 or 3 towns away from me, because New York City gets nuts on St. Patrick's Day. You can't even get into a restaurant that serves pub food and bar food and Irish kind of food. It's very hard to get into these type of places to eat. So the last time I was in New York City on a Saturday for St. Patrick's Day, I ended up just eating a hot dog from the hot dog vendor and drinking beer that we bought at a bodega because every place was wall-to-wall people. We couldn't even get in. So we took the train into this town, a couple of towns away from me. So Pete had called me in the interim and asked me if I could swing by and get him. And I'm like, oh no, I just want to go to the pub, see my friends. But anyway, so I ended up picking him up. My car was parked at the other train station in the town where the pub is. So I swung back and I picked him up and we went to the pub together and we met up with my friends, and he was kind of awkward with a couple of them. He hadn't met them all, so he was just kind of like always hanging out behind me or something. It was just kind of weird. So he was complaining about how crowded it was. He complained about the prices. He wanted a Guinness. And of course, on St. Patrick's Day, you're paying like $9.50 for a Guinness, even in New Jersey, because, it's St. Patrick's Day and they want to get their money's worth. And he ordered this thing called a car bomb. It's a glass of Guinness, and I think they put the entire shot glass full of Jamesons in there. So it's basically a whiskey Guinness. So I had a sip of one before, but it's really, I'm not a hard liquor person, so I just had probably another beer. I think I'd like another Irish beer, like Killian's or something. I think Killian's is Irish. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it, but. So we were waiting to be seated at a table because the restaurant was serving corned beef and cabbage that night. Now you can order anything you want there. They have hamburgers and regular pub food, but they also roll out the corned beef and cabbage the week of St. Patrick's Day. And it's not on the menu all the time, but so when they have it, you want to get it. It's really good. So we went to our table finally. We sat down. And he was just looking over the menu and saying corned beef and cabbage is not his thing, and was asking the waitress a few questions, and he kept ordering drinks. And the rest of us wanted to order, so we told him, dude, if you're not going to order, we're going to order, because they run out of this corned beef and cabbage very quickly. And we want to be done eating so we can go downstairs and see the band. So we ordered our food, and the minute the waitress left, he just closed his menu and he said, I'm going to run to the food truck. I'll be back. So we're like, how are you going to get to the food truck in 10 minutes? Because I didn't want him driving. I didn't want him driving my car because he had a few of those drinks. So he said he could walk. It's 10 minutes. He'll be fine. So after about a half an hour, I started worrying about him. And the reason why is because he seemed a little intoxicated, and he was also kind of prickly that night. That's a good word for him. He does kind of look like a porcupine, but anyway, he was kind of prickly, and he tends to get into arguments easily when he drinks. So I was a little worried. Everybody else told me not to worry about him. He's a big boy and all that other stuff. So I just said, all right. So the band came on and I'm enjoying it. And I'm thinking he's probably in the bar somewhere. He's just probably around. Maybe he ran into somebody he knows. I also texted him, but he never texted me back. It was like he ghosted me. So the end of the night, we're looking for him and he's nowhere to be found. So we all just went home because I didn't know what else to do. And I felt responsible because here I am leaving him a couple of towns away from our town. So the next day, he finally gets back in touch with me and he told me he went to the food truck. They were all closed. And I'm like, they were closed because that doesn't make sense. They're usually open at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but maybe the particular food that he wanted to eat, maybe that truck just wasn't there, or maybe they were closed. So I asked him about this and he told me that it took him an hour and 40 minutes about to get home. And he walked all the way home and I said, why didn't you take an Uber? And he really didn't have any answer for that. He might not have had a lot of money. He did drink a lot, so he spent enough money. Yet, and we also had to pay admission to get in to see the band and everything. So maybe he didn't have money. I don't know why he didn't take an Uber, but he said he walked and it took an hour and 40 minutes. And he's a tough guy and it was fine. It was nothing. So anyway, it was kind of a damper because I was very concerned about him. I didn't know what happened to him. So he did put a damper on St. Patrick's Day. So that wraps up another story. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back soon with more adventures with Pete.